We sure we got enough men on this thing, boss? Well, we know this is a favorite vehicle to some, so... Hey, Joe Fan 84. Hello, Mr. S. This thing still looks silly to me, no matter how many times I look at it. Hello, everybody. Sparkster1701 here. And this time around, we're taking a look at another Lego G.I. Joe vehicle that I built from plans that I bought from G1er.com. This is the H.A.V.O.C. The H.A.V.O.C was a popular vehicle that came out in '86. Due to the fact that it was a relatively large vehicle for its time. Plus it had a bonus vehicle inside of it, so that made it an added bonus. And you could put a dozen figures on it. I've got it pretty close. I've got 10 figures loaded onto this bad boy. That's mainly due to the fact that the other guys would be standing right here by the missiles, and there's really not enough room with the missiles for a man to sit on there, so we're just gonna leave that be. And of course, this Lego built H.A.V.O.C runs on some rubberized treads. Again, my table doesn't have enough traction to get them to go, but we also do have plenty of it. It does have independent turntables, so it does allow for some independent steering. The cockpit does feature room for two. We just shift the guns out of the way. We open it up in there. And yes, that's how you're supposed to drive the vehicle, laying down on your belly. Everybody always thought that was pretty silly, but I also want to direct that that probably wasn't always the intent. Or it was poor communication between Hasbro and Sunbow, who did the cartoon. Since the opening sequence for Season 2 did show a H.A.V.O.C being driven towards the screen, with Duke and Flint driving it, but they were in a normal seated position, not like this. Of course, this one here has dual canopies instead of the single one the toy had. That's only due to the fact Lego doesn't make a piece like that that would work. So we kind of got to take what we can get with it. Of course, we also have the elevating cannons that can be shifted around as necessary. That does move in a nice smooth motion. And also, we do have the bonus vehicle, but to get at it, we gotta get all the men off of the vehicle. Of course, in the '87 animated film, the H.A.V.O.C did make a brief appearance. Famous for showing off that its missiles could be easily ripped off of them and thrown at enemies and still trigger the explosion. Yeah, one of the sillier aspects. But we can open up the sides just like on the real toy, and out can be deployed a small scout car. This was always a cool feature on the toy. I know a lot of kids enjoyed this. Had a nice little flying car that you could drive around to scout ahead or even provide some extra defense. Of course, what's also cute about this is you take a look here at the exhaust pipes. They used a lot of the Wild West revolvers to be the exhaust pipes. So, rather silly addition. But it's one that I don't mind. I find it rather cute that they did that. And then, of course, it sits snugly and securely in there. Not quite as much as the regular toy, since it had indentations for the engines on there. Plus, unfortunately, also the hover engines don't move from side to side like they did on the regular toy. But it's still a nice looking vehicle and a nice addition to it. And I do like the fact that they did take the time to incorporate that and a lot of the other play features into this toy. Now, of course, we should show off some of the things that I personally added to it. Like starting with this minifigure. This is intended to be cross-country, the action figure who came with the Havoc. So he basically doubled as its driver, though I've got him in the gunner's seat, more so you could all see him. Although some of the lore does say that you can drive the Havoc from that seat, but that seems kind of silly since, you know, you're out here and everybody can see you, and you really only have cover from your seat. So, seems rather silly. And we'll show off a couple other guys here that I've done some custom work for. This one is an add-on pack. This is for Mainframe. I accidentally got Mainframe when I was trying to order Lady J online, but the person didn't send her. They sent Mainframe. Well, I can't complain. I also got an AVAC pilot out of it, so I still won either way. But I know Hasbro, when they released Mainframe in one of their play sets, they gave him a gun and a rather wimpy looking little backpack. But since he's the computer technician for the G.I. Joe team in the vintage era, he had a more sophisticated one. And the folks at G1R Customs also designed this backpack to kind of be more in line with how it was for the toy. And of course, we've given him a little portable computer. I changed it to this design, changed the title to this design, simply because I couldn't find the one they used, and I think this one looks better. But that's my personal opinion. And of course, lastly, I also did a fan favorite character, Shipwreck. I was able to find something pretty close to his percussion pistol. And then I had to paint up a Lego parrot, because Lego doesn't make green parrots. So I bought a yellow one to make Polly. So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff for this vehicle, and some interesting add-ons for crew members. But what do all of you think of it? Let me know down in the comments section below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.